achiever, unveil the core potential of our dear nation, and also celebrate those that have contributed immensely to the greatness of our country. Today on the program, we'll be talking with Dr. Otive Igbuzor. He's the Executive Director of African Center for Leadership, Strategy and Development. Sir, you're welcome on the program.
I think the 2017 budget has been presented by the President to the National Assembly, and it was presented after the government signed or presented its action plan on open government partnership. This is a very significant move by this government to ensure that there is openness, there is transparency and accountability, there is beneficiary ownership, that people who own companies are well known, they are not hidden. The budget is significantly, the amount is higher than previous year's budget, but you see that the challenges that we had with previous budget are still there, in terms of the fact that citizens did not input into the budget process, in terms of the fact that implementation is a huge challenge, and in terms of the fact that if you look at the sectoral allocation to sectors like health, education, there is no significant difference. So there are still issues to address with the budgetary process generally in Nigeria. But I'm happy that the Senate has agreed that citizens group will be invited to the budget defense. And I do know that there will be a lot of pressure on the National Assembly to pass the budget immediately, but there should be a balance so that they will be able to do proper job to ensure that the budget that is eventually passed will meet the needs and aspirations of Nigerians. We must do everything to prevent budget padding, and the way to do it is citizens' engagement with the process. Citizens must take the budget as presented, analyze it, and engage the various relevant committees. A question of sitting down and saying, I have a view that there will be budget padding, or I don't have a view that there will be no budget padding. All citizens as active agents of development should ensure they engage with the process, so that not only that there is no padding, but that the budget meets the aspirations of citizens. The problem of unemployment cannot be solved in one budgetary process, but there is a very important aspect of the budget which deals with social investment program. Last year, 500 billion was budgeted. This year, 500 billion was still budgeted, but 100 billion for social housing. I think that that aspect of the budget has a potential for removing a lot of people from the unemployment market. And if well implemented, and the people that are targeted is given to them and it's not politicized, then it has a potential to improve on the unemployment situation in Nigeria. Likely to be such challenges too, because one of the challenges we have with the 2017 budget is that it is too optimistic in terms of its revenue projections. We know that as a result of the renewed militancy in the Niger Delta, the projection of 2016 were not met. Yet, the 2017 projections are as optimistic as the 2016 projection, which I think that we need to be careful about, to monitor it carefully, and respond as the budget is being implemented. Many people don't understand that program and they criticize it based on ignorance, but if it is targeted and given to the right people, it's a way to prevent intergenerational poverty. It's a tested method of cash transfer to the very poor. And during the process of the cash transfer, you put a mechanism in place to ensure that they get training, they're empowered into certain livelihood, and then essentially they will graduate out of poverty. Many countries across the world have utilized that methodology in Brazil, in China, in South Africa. And I just hope that the Nigerian experiment will be well implemented. It depends on how it is implemented, whether it is well implemented, and whether the scope is expanded, because you know that the number of poor people in Nigeria is so high. Nigeria hosts the third largest number of poor people all over the world. And to move from that number, from that level, require massive intervention. So it depends on the level of intervention, not just that is done this year, but in future years, because 500 billion was budgeted last year, but not up to 150 billion was released. System, the Nigerian legislature is evolving. We need to give them time to evolve. The initial squabbles, struggles for leadership position brought a lot of distraction to the very important work of the National Assembly. So I hope that with this change that they have sorted themselves out and they will face the real business. Government has a responsibility to protect lives and property. Government should rise up to that responsibility. There is no government in this world that should tolerate brigands, criminals, killing people for no just cause. And I don't think that the military and the police are so weakened that they cannot rise. Is to rise to the challenge in Kaduna, fish out the criminals and deal with them and ensure that justice is done. For me, it promises to be a year of difference, a year of exemption, a year where, you know, the wicked will be separated from the righteous. So my message to Nigerians generally is that they should follow the path of righteousness. They should do good, work hard, and pray, you know, for God to exempt them from the calamities that will come with this year and the economic recession.